embarrassing real racers. That's what the anonymous letter said, sent to Steve McQueen in 1970 by someone in the professional racing community. Most celebrities would ignore it. Steve invited the sender to meet him face-to-face at a track he built with his own money. What happened next became one of motorsport's most closely guarded secrets for 38 years. Riverside, California, March 1970, Saturday morning, 6:30 a.m., 60 miles from the city, middle of nowhere, just flat desert, sparse sagebrush, and the San Bernardino Mountains on the horizon. And here, in this emptiness, there's a racing track. Steve McQueen built this himself, $200,000 from his own pocket. The McQueen Racing Complex. Not in the media, not in magazines. Only a few people know about it. This is his refuge, far from Hollywood, far from studios. This is where Steve remembers who he really is. Steve stands at the track's edge, 39 years old, wearing a black leather racing suit, Persol 714 sunglasses, holding coffee, black, no sugar. His eyes track every turn, every elevation, every risk point. He designed this track, every inch, a conscious choice. Half a mile long, 9 turns, 2 long straights. At the fastest point, 140 miles per hour. At the slowest turn, 35. Everything a real track should have, but more dangerous. Beside him stands Larry Pike, his most trusted mechanic, holding a piece of paper. The letter arrived 3 days ago. Anonymous, white envelope, block letters. Larry asks, "You really think he'll come?" Steve sips his coffee. "He'll come. Ego will force him to." The letter reads, "Mr. McQueen, Hollywood toys are damaging the credibility of real racers. You just pose for cameras. Real racing is something else. You're just playing pretend, belittling people who've bled for years, broken bones, risked everything. This is disrespectful. If you really think you're a racer, prove it. But I know you can't, because you're an actor, and actors aren't real." When Steve received this, he didn't laugh or get angry. He told Larry, "Write him back. Tell him to come to Riverside. Saturday, 7 a.m. Come alone. Let's see who's real." The reply came 2 days later. Same handwriting. 3 words, "I'll be there." Now it's, from the distance, the sound of an engine. V8, getting closer. A black Chevrolet Corvette enters through the gate. 1969 Stingray. Glossy black paint. White racing stripes. The door opens. A man steps out. Mid-30s, 6 feet 1, 180 pounds. Leather jacket, jeans, black boots, confident expression, sharp jawline, military-style haircut. His name is Danny Ongais. Professional racer. NASCAR Indianapolis 500, Can-Am Series. Real pedigree. Danny walks toward Steve. Extends his hand. "Steve McQueen." Steve shakes it. "Danny Ongais. You wrote the letter." Danny hesitates. "How did you know?" "Because anonymity is cowardice. And you're not a coward. Also, your handwriting looked familiar. Last year after the crash in Toronto, you sent me a get well card. Same handwriting." Danny's eyebrows rise. "You did your research." "I always do. You've been racing since 6 Phoenix. Kart racing. You won. Then Formula Ford, Can-Am, NASCAR. You've raced Daytona 3 times. Indianapolis twice. Best finish 4th. You're fast. Very fast. Aggressive, very aggressive. Last year you nearly died in Toronto. Front suspension failed at 160 miles per hour. Car split in 2. 6 weeks in the hospital. 3 plates, 10 screws. Doctors said you'd never race again. 3 months later, you were back. This makes you either very brave or very stupid." Danny's smile fades. "Which one do you think I am?" "Both. Because real racers carry both." Danny looks around, studies the track. "Did you build this?" "My money, my design. $200,000. As much as I get paid for one film. Worth it?" For me, yes. Because this is real. Movies are illusion. Danny nods, looking at Steve differently now. Why your own track? Willow Springs is close. Laguna Seca is 3 hours away. Steve takes a breath. Because Hollywood tracks are artificial. Everything is controlled. Fake. Insured. There, I'm not Steve McQueen. I'm a brand, a product. But here, in this desert, here I remember who I really am. I grew up poor. Missouri, orphanage, streets. I learned to hotwire cars at 14, got caught, went to reform school. I loved speed because speed was freedom. Now I'm 39, rich, famous. But sometimes I still feel like that 14-year-old kid trying to escape. This track is my freedom. Danny swallows. Then Steve asks, what about you? Why do you race? Danny hesitates. Because it's my only skill. I've been racing 15 years but never won. Always second. Always third. Always almost. And then newspapers write about you. Steve McQueen, racing actor. I've broken my bones, given everything. But nobody knows me. They only know you. And this drives me crazy. Steve nods. Jealousy. Danny's jaw tightens. Maybe you're right. I am. But I understand. I get jealous too. Of real actors. Brando. Newman. They trained at the actor's studio. I was just lucky. I looked good. But sometimes I think, am I a real actor? Or just someone who looks good? Danny sees something in Steve's eyes. Vulnerability. Humanity. Steve continues. Jealousy can take you two ways. Either it destroys you, or it builds you. Which one are you doing? Danny stays silent. Steve asks, do you still want to race? We can. Right now, 12 laps. Best time wins. And then what? If you beat me, you beat an actor. Nobody will know. Just ego satisfaction. If I beat you, you'll be embarrassed. But does that make either of us better? No. Or we can do something different. Collaboration instead of competition. You teach me real racing knowledge. I'll teach you how to enter Hollywood. Find sponsors. Build an image. We both grow. We both win. Danny asks, why would you help me? I insulted you. Because you were right. I'm not a real racer. Not like you. You've given 15 years. I've given 5. You're professional. I'm amateur. But you'll never have my access. My visibility. You're real but invisible. I'm fake but everyone sees me. Instead of destroying each other, we can help each other. Danny takes a breath. What do you want from me? Come here once a week, Saturday mornings. Teach, give real racing knowledge, and I'll open Hollywood doors. Introduce you to directors, producers. You can work as a consultant. Films are being made. Racing scenes being shot. They always do it wrong. You know the real thing. You can make money. Film money. Danny stays silent. Wind blows. Finally, okay, but one condition. Tell me. First let's race. Once. Now. No bets. No ego. I just want to see. How good are you really? Steve smiles. Okay, let's do it. Larry prepares 2 Porsche 917s. Twin cars. Same engine. Same setup. Fair. Steve and Danny put on their suits. Helmets. 2 men stand by their cars. Not enemies anymore. But not friends yet. Just 2 racers. Larry holds the flag. When you're ready, engines start. V8 sounds echo. Larry drops the flag. 2 cars launch. Tires scream. First turn approaching. Steve brakes first. Controlled. Danny more aggressive. First straight. 140 miles per hour. 12 laps. 18 minutes of pure racing. Larry records each lap. Steve's best. 128. Danny's best 1. Danny won by half a second. Cars enter pit lane. Engines shut off. 2 men get out. Take off their helmets. Larry shows the results. Danny doesn't smile. Doesn't shout. Just nods. Steve extends his hand. Congratulations. You're fast. Danny shakes it. You're not bad. For an actor. Both laugh. Real laugh. Danny asks, how did you get on the gas so early at turn 7? Steve explains, trust the car. When you find the apex, give gas. You're fighting the car. But the car isn't the enemy. Dance with it. Danny nods. Learning. Steve asks, how do you brake so late at turn 4? Danny laughs. That's your problem. You're scared. Real racers don't fear. Is not fearing what makes you fast or stupid. Danny laughs. Both. 2 men walk together, talking, sharing, teaching, learning. What happened next?
Danny started coming to McQueen Racing Complex every Saturday. He brought Bobby Unser, Mario Andretti, Parnelli Jones, real legends. The track became a community. Hollywood actors and professional racers, side by side. Steve introduced Danny to Hollywood circles. Danny's first major project, Le Mans, 1971. Danny ensured authenticity in all racing scenes. Film critics wrote, Le Mans is the most realistic racing film ever made. Danny's name appeared in the credits. Racing consultant, Danny Ongais. In 1973, Danny finished fourth at Indianapolis 500. His best result. This time, media knew him. A journalist asked, "What does this result mean?" Danny answered, "Progress. Every race is a lesson. I'm still learning, still growing." Did Steve McQueen teach you racing? Danny smiled. No, Steve taught me something more important. Respect, collaboration, growth. In 1975, Steve and Danny entered Sebring 12 hours together. Co-drivers. They finished ninth. Both tired, both happy. Sitting in the pit lane, drinking beers. Danny asks, "Did you ever regret helping me?" Steve shakes his head. "No, you helped me, I helped you. We both won. But I insulted you, and I forgave you, because you were telling the truth." Everyone has something to teach. Ego prevents it. Respect enables it. When Steve died in 1980, Danny was at the funeral, front row, didn't speak, just sat quietly, cried. Reporters surrounded him. "What did Steve mean to you?" Danny answered. "Steve taught me the most valuable lesson. Ego leaves you alone. Respect makes you strong. Competition diminishes you. Collaboration elevates you." He was an actor, but he taught me everything a racer should carry. Not speed, not courage, respect. The anonymous letter disappeared. Never published. Only Steve, Danny, and Larry knew. All three kept the secret, until Danny retired in a retirement interview. A magazine asked, "What was the most important moment of your career?" Danny answered, 1970, March, Riverside Desert. I went there to beat an actor, but I left with a friend. That moment changed everything. Steve didn't beat me. Steve taught me, ego wins you once, respect grows you for a lifetime. In 2011, Danny saw a photograph at auction. Steve and Danny, 1975, Sebring, laughing, tired, happy. He bought it for $50,000, framed it in his office, looks at it every day. Below it, a handwritten note. "Steve, you taught me, winning isn't everything, growing is everything. Ego is temporary, respect is eternal. Thank you, my friend. I miss you." Danny W. To are you jealous of? Whose success do you diminish? Who do you label as not real? Because maybe that person could teach you something. Maybe you could teach them. Maybe collaboration beats competition. Maybe respect beats contempt. Steve McQueen was an actor with a racer's heart. Danny Ongais was a racer with ego problems. One track, one conversation, one choice changed everything. Where is your track? Who is your Danny? What is your jealousy doing? Destroying you or building you? You can write a letter, anonymous, merciless, poisonous, or you can send an invitation, open, honest, respectful. Steve chose the second path. Danny accepted it. Which will you choose?